All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Houston Texans. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Stop made there by Gerald McCoy.
Gerald McCoy is always going to be linked with Ndamukong Suh. They came into the NFL in the same draft class. There was a lot of debate about who was going to be the better defensive tackle. They just do it two different ways. McCoy, more movement, more elusiveness. That allowed him to make the play there for a short gain.
Yeah, Liz.
Now a handoff looking right. And right away he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Hey, 88. Box it.
Now a carry. It's C.J. Anderson. Very far off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. Wide left.
They run again on first down. Anderson, and able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. On second down, Anderson. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. First down. Here's the run with Anderson. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Now, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Harris has it over the middle. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A really nice gain of 25 yards. The Texans with a first opportunity now from the red zone. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Handoff comes to Anderson. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
So stuff from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
Rodgers with a keeper. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard on the sneak, not what he was hoping for, and it's 3rd down. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a...
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Aaron Rodgers scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Gostkowski the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. Jackson now to return. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Rivers now to throw on first down. He's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start.
Hey, Rocket. White.
On 1st and 10, Rivers. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Crabtree the target on that one. That'll bring up second down.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Hey, go orange. Orange.
On second down, Rivers again. Pass incomplete. Michael Crabtree, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Rivers again. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole...
And this throw will be intercepted. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions quote-unquote go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
Watch the team. Keep it skinny. Hey, Rocket. Stay there. Stay there.
Throwing again. Rivers on 2nd and 10. And Boyd has it over the middle. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9. 12.
Hey, I'm going to go load it. Load it.
From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And this is going to be incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2 as they take over following the punt with a 1st and 10. Here's Anderson as they begin this series on the ground. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Really strong, effective run there out of a power set or a heavy set. 3 tight ends in the game, and that's tough for a defensive coordinator. They want to spot that lineup coming into the game early so they can get the proper defensive personnel on the field. That's why the coordinator's relying on some of the assistants to tell him what offensive personnel is hitting the field so he can adjust accordingly. They weren't able to stop him on that run.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Hey, check 26.
On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way down inside the 25 before he gets out of bounds. A big-time play there for the Texans. 41 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Rolling to his left. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
They give it to Anderson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Hey. 4 down. 58, right over there. Yeah.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And brought in by the tight end Cook. Cook stripped, the ball's out, and the Buccaneers have it. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations, big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Zero. Ready. Down.
Rivers now after the fumble recovery. Looking for Crabtree, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. And he will score. It's a touchdown.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
Oh, you mean with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Extra point good by Gostkowski, and it's now 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Bucs now.
Keep it skinny. White. Ready. Run 80. Alpha. Buffalo wall.
to it after the pick six. Rivers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Load it! Load it!
A second down throw for Rivers. Bringing it in, Jackson left side. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Set! Delta!
Rivers on first down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now they try the right side here. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Well, at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
On 3rd down, Rivers. He gets this one to Michael Crabtree. He's at the 40, the 20, 10. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Michael Crabtree, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bucs have made this a one-score game. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. On first down, Rodgers. Screen play, Anderson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. The Texans on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
Oko, over here.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? It creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
12 yards on the return that time, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now a play fake here on first down. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Jadeveon Clowney in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. From the gun, Rivers. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Hey, go orange. Orange.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. The Bucs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15.
Keep it skinny. One out a little bit.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm. Now Austin. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Meanwhile, checking in on what's going on in Baltimore. The Jets out to the early lead. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll be tackled right on the midfield logo. Tackle made by Justin Evans.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. He will not go down.
Have to retape those ankles.
Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. In for the score. And the Texans will extend their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
Gostkowski now out to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. To throw again, Rivers. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there, a 22. Rivers now just 6 of 16 through the air, but he does have a 1st and 10 here. The first down throw here for Rivers. Looking deep downfield. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
All right, need you to check my eyes here. This entire unit defensively, I think, has looked really strong in the first half, especially in the secondary. They've been cohesive, fast to the football. We just saw another example arriving there to help knock that one away.
And incomplete. He was looking for Crabtree that time, and it's 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Rivers, and that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now. They've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Here's Austin. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. Rodgers now on 1st down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Prince Amukamara. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the 3rd quarter. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Jackson. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they...
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Zero. Yo, Rocket. White. Hey, go orange.
Operating from the gun, Rivers. Flush to his right. And his throw is incomplete. He was trying to find Deshaun Jackson that time. And it's third down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
3rd and long for Rivers. He's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 35. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. A big play for the Bucs there on 3rd down. 52 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Tackle made there by Chidobe Awuzie.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. That's going to set him back 5 yards. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. From the gun, Rivers. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And that hits the right upright and caroms away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound Brandon no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
319!
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And an alley to run. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Operating from the gun. Rivers looking deep for Crabtree. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down.
Here you go, man.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. From the gun, Rivers going for the deep ball. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. Now Rivers. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone. For a touchback.
Check 26. Zoom.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Over the middle. Hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And this one complete to Will Fuller. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what. Well, his first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Rivers now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Yeah, Rocket. Go orange. Orange.
Rivers now to throw on first down. Steps away to his left. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Mobility is often a good thing for a quarterback. Rarely do you think it's a bad thing. Getting outside of the pocket often breaks down defenses, but you still have to set and throw.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't lose your mechanics even though you're outside the pocket.
And there with the pressure coming, that made that extra tough.
12. Buffalo wall.
On second down, Rivers again. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. He's going to let this go deep for... It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. A big play for the Bucs there on third down. And even 50 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Now let's go.
Now back to throw. And that's incomplete. The intended receiver that time, Adam Humphries. And it's second down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
His pass caught at the 4. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. The Bucs on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Not ideal there. That delay of game backs him up 5 yards, so now they need 7 yards on third down. Rivers again. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. Needed more than 3, but that's all they got. And it's 4th down.
But that's just simply not right. To make that kind of a catch, that spectacular, and not get a first down out of it.
I guess he could put it on his personal highlight reel, however.
Yeah, he'll get the catch, he'll get the yardage, but he doesn't get what he really wants.
So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. They're on to the second half now down in Miami. And the Cowboys on the board again. It's a 2-touchdown lead there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL.
Box it. Over.
They start the drive with Anderson. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Back now in Houston. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the 4th. Rodgers to throw on second down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Prince Amukamara. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Airing one deep, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 13, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it. Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
319! 319! Jumbo!
Rodgers going to throw. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins, he's all alone. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Texans will extend their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Jackson now to return. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They'll come out throwing here on first down. A right side catch by Crabtree. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 49-yard line.
Green 39! Green 39! Gone! 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 Gone!
He'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. A rookie QB struggling, gets thrown down to the ground there. But, you know, maybe this game, it's not over yet, but maybe this game can be a learning experience for him.
So many different things that he has to pick up on. When to go ahead and flush from the pocket and run. When to get rid of the football and not take the sack. When to just go ahead and go down early and make sure you don't fumble the football. So many things that he has to learn. This game starts the process.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Lucky 56.
He'll look to throw. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one goes for 29 yards on third down. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's first and 10.
39. Green 39. Gone. Man, I got you.
Back to throw. His throw incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gone.
Back to throw now on second and 10. And an alley to run. And avoids the contact by sliding. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
No, check.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game's slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
0.
This will be caught inside the 10. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 11 more on that one and another first down.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on second and goal? From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Peyton Barber with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Bucs are able to cut in now to that deficit. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it second and 12. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12.
Box it. Over. Hey, where y'all going?
Now they try the right side here. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Following the penalty, Anderson. They'll rumble for about 6 up across the 20 to the 22. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. The Texans on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Miss.
Give them 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
It's all right. Let's go. Come on.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for Houston, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Tennessee Titans. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.